everyone, Dasha here, and this is Cellframe Newsblock, your monthly company digest. In this episode, we're catching you up on all the Cellframe and ecosystem project news from March. Big updates, new products, infrastructure growth, better security, and a smoother user experience. All that and more in this video. Oh, and there is a surprise waiting for you at the end. Make sure you stick around for the whole thing. All right, let's dive in. Cellframe DEX is a decentralized exchange built for swapping CF20 standard tokens in our native network. It looks like a centralized exchange on the outside, but it's actually decentralized under the hood. Technically, our exchange is very different from most DEXs. We don't use AMM tech or smart contracts. Instead, we use a limit order engine, just like the SEX platforms you're used to. In March, we focused on getting ready to launch market making on the DEX. A quick word on the market making. Basically, it's a special form of trading that keeps liquidity flowing on an exchange. In simple terms, a market maker is someone who constantly places buy and sell orders for an asset so that other traders can make a deal instantly. This will be a big step toward bringing in liquidity and boosting overall activity on the platform. Just a reminder, last month Cellframe Wallet became available on the App Store, and we especially want to highlight the shared funds feature, which recently went live. It makes managing your corporate finances super transparent and convenient. In March, the team focused on making Cellframe Wallet even more user-friendly and reliable. The developers worked hard on improving the interface, fixing bugs, and optimizing key features. Now let's go into a bit more detail. Interface scaling. No more lag. We have updated the scaling mechanisms and reworked over 250 elements. As a result, the interface displays correctly in any mode at any zoom level. Navigation and mode selection. In horizontal mode, the navigation menu got a fresh new look and color scheme, making it easier to use. We also fixed the node state selector, local, remote, light. Password entry. Working with password forms is simpler now. The Enter key always submits the form, and when there are two fields, focus automatically moves to the confirmation field. If you type non-Latin characters, a warning pops up, and on mobile devices, the keyboard layout switches automatically. Network panel. While the node is initializing, the sync network and on network buttons are disabled. Also, the network status indicators are now uniform. They look the same in both horizontal and vertical modes. Logs and certificates. We also changed how logs work. Wallet logs and node logs are now stored and processed separately using cache, and the pause feature stops updates completely. Plus, we removed redundant and spammy messages from the logs. Wallet. Our developers fixed an issue where text on balances would overlap when there was a transaction queue. Also, unlock messages now show up correctly, even when you're offline. Thanks to a lot of small tweaks, users get stability, convenience, and a super pleasant interface. Try it yourself. The new version of Cellframe Wallet is available for download on the Cellframe website and in the App Store. Links are in the description. Cellframe Node and SDK. Last month, the dev team was getting ready for several releases at once, version 5.7, 5.8, and 6.0. For the 5.7 release, they did routine work, fixing bugs, making small improvements, and polishing Cellframe DEX. And hey, here is some fresh news. Cellframe Node version 5.7.32 is already available for download. This is especially for validators. Please update to the latest version as soon as you can. As for the version itself, it includes improvements for better node security and stability, plus faster transaction processing. Release 5.8 is in its final stages. The main work here is rolling out new network and transport protocols for blockchain and VPN. The goals for this release: higher speed, better connectivity, better nodes, resistance to DPI, and overall network stability. The key priority is network resilience. Revamped transport mechanisms reduce the impact of proxies, filters, and unstable connections, making the infrastructure more reliable. Preparation for release 6.0 has come a long way. Automated tests are done, component tweaks are wrapping up, and in the coming weeks, the version will move into the active testing. As for other activities, March was pretty packed. Our YouTube channel keeps growing and adding new educational videos. Love to see it! Here's what's new lately. A dedicated video on post-quantum cryptography. If you want to learn more about why we need to start preparing for new security standards now, here is the link. And we launched a whole video series on key PQC algorithms, starting with FALCON. It's interesting stuff. Go check it out. Now for some good reads. Our blog published an interesting article on how blockchains can prepare for Q-Day. It covers real quantum resistance, the flexibility of quantum-resistant blockchains, and the architecture of the Cellframe blockchain platform, where quantum security is in the foundation. It also breaks down why L2s and other add-ons aren't the solution, and which strategies will actually get you ready for Q-Day. We also want to mention that we are working on a major documentary about the quantum threat. Last month, we did 2 interviews with blockchain and cryptography experts. We can't wait to see how it turns out. Follow our socials so you don't miss it. We also wrapped up the first season of our ambassador program and kicked off the second. As usual, we held an AMA session with Dmitry Gerasimov and answered the most pressing questions from users. Definitely watch that episode if you haven't yet. It covers algorithm expansion, WASM, cross-chain transfers, validator reward emissions, and much more. It's really worth a listen. And in April, we're heading to Moscow for a blockchain forum. Looking forward to new connections and partnerships. The schedule looks packed. March made it clear, Cellframe isn't just about technology. It's a living community, open knowledge sharing, and new people choosing our ecosystem. Thanks for being with us. And there is more to come. In March, the team kept working on a major overhaul of the app's architecture. Here are the key results. App and architecture. We've finished most of the development for shared mode on desktops and are starting to integrate this feature into the app. At the same time, we began a deep rework of the service layer, a key component responsible for server connections, connection stability, encryption, and traffic protection. We made a strategic decision to rewrite the service in C. This will boost performance, reduce app size, and give us more control and flexibility for future development. Infrastructure and VPN. A special focus has been on growing the network infrastructure, which the team has been working on since November. In March, it reached its final stage. The team also worked on improving the current version of the app, prepared a hotfix for macOS, improved service stability, the update is currently being tested, and the latest version of the app is available for download on the project's website. The team continues to expand the D-Factory partner network. In March, dozens of new companies joined from industrial refrigeration, climate solutions, machine tool manufacturing, and food tech. And of course, they are still working on expanding connections, raising awareness, and finding new partnerships. March was pretty eventful for them. From March 24th to 27th, they presented the project at Modern Bakery 2026, an exhibition focused on engineering solutions for bakeries and food production. And on March 27th, they took part in the Global Tech Forum 2026 conference, where discussions covered digital transformation, automation, IT solutions for business, and AI applications. In March, the CPunk team focused on comprehensively developing their platform for secure communication and digital asset management, from user features to deep infrastructure rework. The Notice network got the biggest update. The team completely removed the external dependency on OpenDHT and replaced it with their own implementation in pure C, built from scratch. Every line of code now belongs to the CPunk team. But that's not all. The team also worked on the platform's interface and beefed up security. For example, post-quantum authentication with Dilithium 5 was rolled out on all server ports, and wallets now work exclusively with seed phrases, no files stored on disk. And that's still not all. Besides working on the network, the team is continuing to develop their messenger and multi-chain wallet. The first of its kind was built-in support for the post-quantum CF protocol. And they are also building their own DEX. For more details, check out the project's socials, links in the description. The big news from the QEVM team for March, the long-awaited public testnet launch. The test network is already live and includes a basic set of components. The website has been updated, a Linux build for compiling Solidity contracts has been released, and the QWeb3 wallet in dev mode is available. The network is producing blocks, and there is an Explorer and dev tools available. You can already deploy smart contracts. Detailed instructions are coming soon. And of course, a working mainnet with quantum-safe smart contracts isn't far off. Just a little more time. For all the details on the testnet status and current development progress, check out the project's website and socials. In March, the team focused on a major overhaul of the DFC Front End to make the app more stable and user-friendly. To solve these issues, they built a block watcher worker, a server that collects all transactions and events from our contracts in real time from two independent sources, Etherscan and Rivet, and stores the data in an internal Redis cache. This lets the front end pull into directly from the cache, which speeds things up and reduces load on the blockchain. Plus, they added charts for all commodity instruments and for DFC itself, set up React Router so URLs display correctly when navigating between pages, and fixed a bunch of minor bugs. And now the promised surprise! Hold on to your hats, we've got some hot announcements. With the crypto market shifting, it's more important than ever to adjust our development plans for Cellframe and our ecosystem projects, and there are quite a few. So we've decided to launch a new network, Cellframe Service Net. There, you'll be able to pay for any service with any token on the CF protocol. This network will be a kind of sandbox for TD apps. We are planning to launch two services on Cellframe Service Net. First, a CDN service for fast digital content delivery with payments in Cal tokens. Second, ConfCall, a corporate messenger and video calling service with encryption and chat history storage running on the Cell token. These services will create natural liquidity flow into the ecosystem. Users will pay for them with tokens that builds steady buy-in demand and supports Cell and Cal prices. Even in a tough market, this will ensure a stable inflow of liquidity. And finally, the biggest news of the day, we're starting development on a project codenamed CBDC, a quantum hedge for Bitcoin holders on the Cellframe platform. It'll help them protect and preserve their funds during this tricky period of the quantum threat. And for us, it'll bring additional liquidity to our platform. More details coming later. Follow our socials and stay tuned so you don't miss anything. You'll be the first to know all the important stuff. That is all the news for today. Thanks for watching this episode all the way through. Keep following our updates to stay in the loop. See you in the next episode.